Have you ever had somebody like, have you ever had someone, try and break down your points and your opinion, and then you try to figure out who they're talking about because you know it's not you? Have you ever had that happen to you? Where you're like, well, he started saying he was talking about me, but I don't know whose points he's making. Like, what? Look, right? This is obviously on YouTube. We're just talking, and anybody could miss what I'm about to say, but it's just to put a notice out there for all YouTubers. Okay, whenever it's important to be clear on your points. Okay, so if you do a response video in any way, shape, or form to DStyleBoxing, right? It's important that if you're going to make a point, right? Like if you're trying to make a point, let's say, right? And the main point you disagree with whatever I said, on sub points that you're making, it's important to disclose to people listening to you that, oh, by the way, this is not something DStyle said, but, and then make your point, and then continue on to with what you're saying. Now, anybody could miss that, but this is what happens, okay? Like, how can I take someone serious when they do an entire video trying to be a contrarian against me, but I agree with a lot of what they're saying. Like it's like stupid, okay? So apparently, someone on YouTube, right, thinks that he's the only person in the planet and on all of YouTube. Like, he thinks he's the only one that knows that the mafia was involved in boxing at one point, right? And there's many of them out there, right? And they're assuming and talking about it as if I don't know that, right? There's some people out there that make points that talk about how there's always been corruption in the sport, and they make these points as if that or something, as if I didn't talk about that before. It's kind of fascinating, and even more fascinating, there's some YouTuber out there that, for whatever reason, doesn't understand that I know that there was a civil rights era, right? I know that. Like, what? And then you have others out there that they act as if they're the only ones that know that this is the age of social media, right? It's how can people make points that are obvious, right, to debate other people? Like what are you doing? I'm not going to spend most of my time stating the obvious, right? That's pointless. And not only that, to ignore the details that I laid out and the main point that I was making, right, in the process, either it's purposely being done, right, or they're just not as bright as they think they are. It's one or the other, right? And I'm not here to babysit, okay? I'm just not. But since it was brought up, let's talk about it, okay? Why the fuck not? Whatever, right? Now, predictably, if this person decides to respond, they're gonna, do it like they're gonna try and be sarcastic too, and it's, it's predictable. But here's the thing, right? Number one, if you could find an instant where DStyleBoxing said, back in the day, there was never corruption, everything was hunky dory, okay, everything was fair, right? There was never any controversy or robberies or people being bought off or taking dives. If you could find an instant where I said that, right, then by all means make those points. But since I've never said that, it's a mute point. Debating against a ghost because I never said those things. Now, what I do is I put shit in perspective. That's what I do, all right? So just to kind of touch on a main point I made. Number one, okay, I make the point that at one time in history, okay, and it's history now, the heavyweight championship of the world was the most prestigious title in all of sports, okay, that I made. I also make the point that, and I wasn't talking about just the 20s and the 30s, okay? At one point, you could go to the 80s if you want. Even the early 90s, mid 90s. Boxing was one of the most popular sports, all right? Yes, in the United States and in the fucking world, okay? That's the reality. Everybody in the world knew who the heavyweight champion of the world was, okay? That's just the way it is. But now, why did he just randomly? I didn't just randomly say that. You know, it's not like something I just said. All right. So, and I could, like, if we look at the U.S., for example, worldwide, it's not a top 10 sport in the world. And in the United States, it's not a top 10 sport in the world. It's not. All right. Yes, it's an Olympic sport, but we got to keep in mind it's been part of the Olympics for a very, very long time, and it has a lot of history. That's one of the reasons it's an Olympic sport. Okay. And yes, there's a lot of amateur participation worldwide. Okay. This is one of those obvious things I need to state before somebody comes on here and says, well, don't you understand? You know, all the people participating in boxing around the world in the amateur ranks. You know, like what? It's stupid, right? Like if you sit down, listen to one of my videos, and you're just waiting for a counterpoint, then basically you're wasting your time, man. All right. You know, it's that's not engaging in conversation. Okay, that's just being a fucking asshole. That's all that is, right? But look, there was a time, right? This cannot be this. This is just truth, right? There was a time, right, where every major city and even small towns, okay, were filled with boxing gyms, right? And there was all types of people participating in boxing, right? Now times change. I get that, right? So here's the other point. Well, but now there's football, NFL, and NBA. Like, as if I haven't done videos about that or some shit, right? Now, granted, I've also said that that's mostly impacted the heavyweight division, and that's actually true, right? I don't see a lot of 120-pound football players, okay? And I don't see a lot of 5'8" basketball players. So spare me the NBA, NFL is the only reason, right? Aside from the heavyweight division, explanations, right? What about baseball? First, baseball's been on the decline too. Remove Latinos from the equation, right? You don't have much of a deep baseball pool, right? Same with the Japanese. But that's still right. But mainly the Latinos, especially the MLB, right? Dominican Republic, Puerto Ricans, right? There's other sports, right, that have gone through declines, right? It's boxing not alone in this or exclusive to this, right? Now, spare me your opinion on whether boxing is a sport or not. Dude, like everybody knows it's a sport. Like I'm not gonna sit down. It has rules and regulations. It's looked after by a sports commission. Okay, I mean, really, I mean, what like it, because it's not a team sport. It's not like Anyway, it's I can't like seriously. I can't take a lot of this shit serious. I just can't. Right? Like, how do you even reply to that? Like, it's dumb. All right. Let's you know what? Let's set it here. Let me look up sport. Okay, in the fucking dictionary. All right. Let's check it out. I'm gonna look up the definition of sport. Okay. An activity involving physical, okay, exertion and skill in which an individual or teammate competes against another or others for entertainment. All right. Anyway, what do people stand up and cheer for when they're in a boxing match? But anyway, right? It's stupid at this point. Okay, I'm not here to play wordplay with a lot of you guys, man. I'm not. Right? Like, well, my opinion, then state your opinion and just tell people your opinion. Stop debating against a phantom, against points I never made. Right? It's stupid. Jesus Christ. Right? Well, what? The fans are on a roll, man. Like I don't know what it is with some boxing fans. I just don't. I don't know what it is. Right? You know, maybe it's all the bottled water they're selling nowadays. I have no idea. There's something wrong. Right? There's something. Is it something? Is it the air? Like, what is it? Right? Like, what? I'll forgive you if there's something wrong there, but let's figure it out, right? Let's figure it out. Okay. Um, can somebody explain to me, right? What's the point of this whole? Why do some of you watch boxing? Like, what do you think you're watching? Like, what? Like really? Like, do you even watch it? Like, I'm starting to think that some of you like just look up the result on Google and just go with that. Honestly, that could be the only explanation because you're in complete shock when you see individuals punching each other. Like it's as if you didn't know this. You know what you're watching. When a fighter gets knocked the fuck out, right? And you stand up and you cheer, you do understand what just happened to a grown ass man that just got knocked the fuck out, right? Like you understand what just happened to them. They've been concussed, right? If a normal individual down the street got concussed, okay, they'll be calling the ambulance. So it's a violent sport, okay? You're a fan of violence. You literally are advocating violence by watching it. Now you have two choices, okay? Either you can advocate against it or just fucking admit that you're a fan of it. Or just admit you don't watch it. Oh, oh my God! People were saying that Brooke quit. He didn't quit. Like, actually, yeah, he did. That's actually the definition of quitting. Let's look up the definition. All right, check it out. Quitting. All right. Okay, I'm gonna. It's this is gonna be the definition of quitting. This is not. This has been the definition of quitting. Okay. Leave quote parenthesis a space, usually permanently. Right. Behave in a specific way. Right. Hold on, because there's a legal definition like in court. So hold on. Like declare not guilty. What? Right? Hold on. This is loading. Okay, I have slow internet right now. So whatever. Okay. Okay. To resign from a job. okay, to stop or discontinue, okay. So there you go. To stop and discontinue. So if he didn't quit, what did he do then? Well, what did Cal Brook do if he didn't quit? No. Shut. All right. Like no, but no, but what? No, but what? What? It's yes or no. Did he quit? Now, look, you could say you're okay with the fact that he quit. You could say he made the smart decision. You could say he has every right to quit. You could, I mean, however you feel about him quitting is that's another discussion. But he quit, right? You could say, well, but no, he didn't quit though, because it's different when it's your eye. Like what? What does that mean? Right? Like what? So if you fuck another girl in the ass, right, and your chick finds out, what are you gonna say? Well, baby, it's not really cheating. I mean, I fucked her in the ass, you know. That's the only place I fucked her. Like, what does that mean? Like, you're just making shit up, right? What do you mean? Like, you're pulling a Bill Clinton here. Like, no, I didn't have sex with that woman. It depends what your definition of having sex is. Like, did he suck your dick? Yeah, but I don't consider that sex. Like, what? What? So like this is like you personally not considering quitting because of the eye, okay, is irrelevant. Like that's it's okay. This whole like, well, that's my opinion though. Like, you're entitled to have an opinion. You're not entitled to be correct. Okay, like you're not entitled to have like a, you know, your opinion is not entitled to be at an even playing field. It's not. You have to back up your opinion, right? And your opinion is irrelevant. It's a fact that he fucking quit, right? And now you could say, well, him quitting in that circumstance is understandable. I'll take that, right? But saying he didn't quit is stupid, right? It says, no, my opinion, not continuing, just because you reworded it not continuing doesn't mean it's not quitting, okay? No, he didn't quit. He just, decided to not continue. What does that mean? Hey, bro, I heard they fired you. Nah, they didn't fire me. They terminated me. Like, what's that mean? Like, it means the same shit, right? They fired me. No, they didn't fire me. They wish me, you know, the best in my future endeavors. That's all. Like, it's the same thing. Okay, it means the same thing. Okay. Did she dump you? Yeah, she dumped me, but she told me that it's her, not me. Bro, she dumped you. Nah, but if it's her, not me, it doesn't count. Like, so, like, really, the dude quit. All right. Now, if you want to say I'm okay with him quitting, or that's fine, but let's just be honest and just stop the wordplay. Let's call it what it is. The dude quit. Right? He quit. And this whole like, oh, but for the first 6 rounds though, he was winning though. Like, look, for the first 3 quarters, the Falcons were winning. Like, what does that mean? Like what? So he was winning till he lost. Like, what? So what? So what if he was winning then he lost? Like, what? What does that mean? I mean, I'm not saying you can't put that in your analysis, but some of you like want that. Like, you don't get a victory out of that. Like what? Okay, what? Oh, but and that's your subjective opinion, right? I'm hearing people say shit like, "Oh, Brooke was dominating at first, but then, he's not a 147-pound fighter anymore, and the eye, and he should, you guys need to understand, he didn't quit, and it was out of his control, he just couldn't continue no more, and his health, and he's going to move up to 154, where there's bigger punchers and shit." That's right. Where punches are heavier, because that makes a lot of logical sense. Really? Are you shitting me? Like are some of you dumb? Like here, I've actually given this example before, but my mother cannot stand boxing. Okay, she does not understand why me and my brother watch it. Okay, why my father used, when they were still married, watches it. Okay, she doesn't get why my uncles watch it. A lot of my aunts feel the same way. Okay, they don't understand it. They don't get what the big deal is. When somebody gets knocked out, like they think we're animals for cheering. But she doesn't watch it. Like if it was up to her, the sport would be banned. And it's actually people like that. There's people that want to ban football, and they want to ban boxing, and they want to ban combat sports in general because they disagree with it. It causes brain damage and the health of the athletes and this, that, and the third, right? But then you guys, though, at least I could say they're consistent. You guys, I disagree with them, and that's a whole nother topic. But some of you guys sound like them, but then you say you're fans of the sport. Like what? So what do you want? So should we go from NFL football to flag football? Is that what we should do? And then so what do we do with boxing? Like what touch or the slap boxing? Like, what are we gonna do? Like what? You know, have you seen like those big ass gloves that they have at carnival and shit that they have like girls fighting? Is that what we're gonna do or what? What are we supposed to? What are you guys proposing? If a sport is so dangerous that a fighter, I mean, you guys need to understand it's a dangerous sport, and you're not in there in the ring, so you don't get to judge. And like what? We're spectators and fans of the sport. It's like what we do. We watch and we judge and we nitpick and like that. That's the reason we're fans of it. What are you saying? You don't want fans? You don't want people to have opinions about what they see and what they're noticing? You don't want people to point out when somebody like quits? And then you're so concerned about the health of honestly, I don't think some of you watch it then. I don't think you know what you're watching. So, like, what do you think? Every time Brooke was knocking guys out, what did those guys, did they not matter? All right, when he was fucking other dudes up, were they not important? We just gotta focus on Cal Brook and his health. Look, if Cal Brook doesn't want to fight no more, hey, okay, okay, fine, don't fight no more. We're not forcing these guys to fight. All right, like what? Like what? What? It's not like we're like locking these dudes up and making them fight. You guys are making like points as if they're like slaves and shit. Like they're being forced to do this for a living, right? Nobody's forcing these dudes to do this, right? Yeah, you're so concerned about the health of athletes that's why you decided to become a fan of a sport where trained individuals, okay, that are lethal with their hands, okay, punch each other for 12 rounds. I can't wrap my head around that logic. I just can't. No, but I'm not saying that you can't tell somebody, all right, man, it's call it a day, okay? I'm not saying that fighters can't be smart and call it a career when the time is right, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But what my point is, when a fighter quits, let's call it for what it is. You could say it was a smart move. You could say quitting was the right thing to do, right? But it's still quitting. Like, what is it about the word that? Oh, it's such a disrespectful word to use against Cal Brook. He's a warrior, and he's giving everything he's got. Don't you understand what a broken ice hockey could do to you, huh? People are putting this in caps and shit. Okay, I'm seeing this, and I think it's on the 7/8 channel. They're putting it in caps. Broken eye socket. Like we don't know, all right? I repeat, broken eye socket. What? What? Okay. You know, like I get it. It's yeah. Okay, fine. You feel you have to quit. Okay, right. He quit. Right. Then defend the fact that he quit, but he still quit. That's it. It's not a big deal. Like he just quit. Right. He just he just got beat up and he quit. That's it. I mean that's what happened. What's the big deal? Just and then they come out with, oh no, it's he's really not all that. It was just the eye. And like, look, man, at the end of the day, you know, some people are just dumb, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's nothing we could do, right? I know I had another point, and I should have wrote them down, but you know, just got home, threw the shit on. What are you gonna do? But anyway, I know I'm gonna end this video, and they're gonna be like, that's the point I was gonna make. But oh well, right? Anyway, I'm out.